Blogtalk Radio.
You are now listening to the Evolution Hour with hosts Rob Gauthier and George Spirakis. Hey everybody, this is the Rob and George Enlightenment Evolution Hour, and this is Rob.
And this is George.
We're here today to do our very first show. So what we think we're going to do here is just do a little intro to what the show is about and what it means to us. And then if there's any callers that want to chime in and kind of give us ideas about how you've had experiences with our previous shows that we did on YouTube or anything that you want to talk about, we're glad to do it. We only have a half hour today, so it will be a pretty quick one. I imagine we'll have time to get to a little bit of everything, but not a lot of one thing. So the very first thing I want to talk about, brother, is the whole concept of this show and kind of what we've been doing through our experience in the show.
Yes, brother. First of all, let me just say hello to all of our listeners. I am excited, and I know you are as well. And I really look forward to expressing our thoughts and the thoughts of others, those of which that call in, and share this beautiful time together that we have, and express our thoughts and relate to each other on a spiritual level, sending love and light to all. And I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you, brother.
Absolutely, brother, and I thank you, too, for being such a big part. Most of you who are obviously listening understand that this journey has been a journey behind the work that I've done with Treb and through me and George's journey together as brothers. And I met George when I first started channeling. He was one of the very first real excited people I met within the first year of my channeling that just loved the work and was so inspired by it. And he contacted me and said, listen, Rob, I want to be able to do something for you. I want to be able to experience a way that helps you and helps everyone grow. So he came up with the idea of the open forum. And through this open forum, this gave us both a chance to take information from the public, what they wanted to know about, and personal questions that they had. Not personal necessarily, but just questions from each person, and ask Treb through my channeling. And for those of you who might be listening who don't know about my work, I do channeling with an Instagram, Treb. And George's love and excitement has let open the door to all that work, and not just through that work, but also through many avenues of being able to help the collective consciousness raise. And this is another avenue for both of us to go down with that. And we've been doing various things, the open forums now for a little over 2 years, and the Rob and George show has been for the last couple months. And we've done a few shows, and people tend to like it, and they enjoy the things that we talk about. They also enjoy the information that Treb has shared with us that has been able to be explained more easily through a human perspective from me and George. And I think that's kind of the best way to sum everything all up into a little bunch. And what about you, brother? What are the kinds of things that have led you to this whole idea of helping the collective grow and being a part of the work that Treb was doing and connecting to me so both of us could co-create this wonderful vibration-lifting work?
Yes, brother, thank you. Well, speaking for myself, my personal journey probably started in 2009, just coming across some YouTube videos, and then after a very short time coming to know Treb's work. And I just had this intuition to contact you, as you all know, and start this beautiful journey together. I myself feel urged to help spread this word in this new time ascension period that we are in, and it gives me great love for humanity, a way to express myself, to serve those in helping them with their journey, and I'm sure you do as well. And it's just been so exciting for me personally, the many people I've met through you. And again, it's all about, for me, the service to others and to help them on their journey. And it's just been a really wonderful experience. And I wish all of those who have the intuition to call in, I urge them to do so. There are no mistakes. There are reasons for everything. And let's try to create a new sense of belief systems in this new age we are in. And I'm just so happy to be able to express myself as you are as well. And I'm just very grateful, brother. Thank you.
Well, thank you too, brother. I really enjoy the fact that we've been able to do this together. The one person who has helped me through this the most with the physical work of this has been George, and emotionally he's been there to help me through times of issues and things to overcome adversities in my own personal life too. Obviously, my wife, and there's a handful of people who I've grown really close to from meeting through here who have been really important to the overall energy of being able to want to keep doing and progressing and moving forward. But George has been the key player, hands-on. He's the guy down there in the trenches with me, doing it all, and that's why I really appreciate it. And I thank you so much, too, for that, brother. And one of the things I think that we really want to accomplish here is talking about metaphysics in all areas, in every single aspect of metaphysics. George enjoys the idea very much of breaking these channelings down that everyone's listening to and hearing them and reading between the lines. That's one thing that I know George is one of the best I've ever met at, is coding all of this channeled information. He knows how to read between the lines. He knows how to take meanings out of things that are not always said, but not often implied. I mean, often he comes up with some of the greatest insights from the channel material by reading through the lines. He's able to bring that to you. I like to bring the idea of people connecting to each other and our own souls, our own insides and beliefs that create all of our physical reality around us. And that's what my number one enjoyment is to do, and that's George, and that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to cover every aspect, and that's where callers come in. Callers come in to give us ideas, experiences, anything that's moved or touched you through your existence, anything that you've moved you or touched you through your whole journey, whether it's through metaphysical idealism, whether it's personally through connections to me and George, through the channeled work that we help with, anything that helps change your life. We'd love to hear about your experiences. We'd love to hear about your overcoming adversities, and we definitely would love to take questions from anyone. And I think that's why we came to this format instead of just doing it on Skype between us, recording it and putting it on YouTube. We want to get people involved. We want to get people to connect to us. And what are some of the ideas, too, with the call-ins that you've had, brother?
Well, brother, I think what I would personally like to start off with today is the basic foundations of what channeling is and what it means to us as human beings. Of course, you're connecting with your higher self. Treb or yit-ne is an aspect of yourself. And what's really wonderful about all channeling in general is the messages that are conveyed through you as the host are basically the same, the teachings of love and light, and how these beings of a higher consciousness are sending love to us as human beings. They are aware of this ascension period, what we've gone through, where we are now, and where the probabilities of where we are in the future. The basis of all 3D reality as we know it is love and fear, which is basically what this consciousness experience we have on Earth. So as we start off, and as what we'll talk about in the future, is basically how to create new belief systems in this new age, to be aware of ourselves and who we are, our own divinity. We are all aspects of God. We are all consciousness. And the journey to becoming a higher consciousness is the journey we all have to take, and we all will make, depending on how we choose to experience that, because of free will, of course. We are all given our own time, but we eventually, all of us, will be there together. And these are the aspects of the spirituality that I would like to discuss, and with your input, I'm sure everybody listening and those in the collective consciousness will enjoy exploring with us both.
Absolutely, brother. I agree with you 100%. I enjoy the idea of two polarities of our existence. I enjoy the idea of love and fear being the two only true forces within us. And actually, that's even a little simple to put it that way, I guess. It's not just the two forces. There's love, and then there's disconnection from love, because love is the only thing that really truly exists. It's what we're made of. It's what we are. And I know a lot of people don't like to get into the sappy love stuff, just love and you'll be okay, all those things. But in the reality, it's true. If you love yourself, if you love what you do, this will make a happy existence. This is what can build you to be an existence above what you're at now, if you're not implying this connection and love within your own life. So I think that this is very, very important to realize that through either the one way of loving or disconnection from love, this is what gives us our human experience. This is what gives us our whole entirety of existence here on planet Earth. And I really enjoy exploring those love aspects. And obviously the disconnection aspects aren't so bad either. Those things are what helps bring adversities for us to overcome. It's what brings us ability to move past our normal way of thinking. Because if we don't have growth, and love is kind of bland and plain, if we just have love by itself without ability to grow, then it's just all connection, all harmony, all the time, which is a beautiful thing, but it's not a real way to grow. And this is why we're here. We're here to grow and experience. And I think that is very important for a lot of people to remember, is the growth within ourselves is measured by the amount that we can dig into ourselves and the amount we can truly love ourselves.
Yes, brother. Yes, let me clarify what I meant by love and fear. The 3D experience on Earth is I believe, the experience of course, having the disconnection, being born into this world with the aspects of fear, and there's a broad range of them, but they're basically around us even before we are given birth to. So what I mean by that, to break it down, is that we all choose to be here on Earth, and there is this veil of darkness that we come through to be able to experience this separation or disconnection from the source. So basically, the belief systems that we were brought up with were fear-based, as we chose to experience this, basically to take the journey of consciousness and come back to the fact, to understand our own divinity, to love ourselves first and foremost, which basically transmutes to the rest of the collective consciousness. So everything that we experience on what we perceive to be negative is all basically fear-based. So once we start to understand those concepts, and that's the wonderful thing about this show, is we'll be able to talk about it and break it down to be able to create new belief systems, to understand that the perceived disconnection is really only our proving ourselves to come back to love. Love is all that is. It's the fabric of the universe. It's what we are. And the journey back to loving ourselves, loving others, not having judgment is a way for people to experience and to be able to understand the powers that they were born with. The creator of all that is an aspect of each one of us. And when we learn to be a creator, which we are, we will then learn to manifest. We will learn to love ourselves. We will learn to love others. And the end result will be a much peaceful existence here on Earth. This experience of ascension in this time period is very exciting for me, and it hasn't happened before like this. So I feel very blessed to be able to go through this journey with you and all of our listeners together, because it's all about unification versus the old ways of being, which is separation. And separation is fear. So again, I look forward to discussing these aspects on a greater level, and I wish anybody that again has the urge to call in to discuss this or contact us on our forum page. We are here to help. This is our only motivation. What I have learned is, and tried to incorporate in my life, is being like these higher consciousness entities, and the love that they exude, all of them, is something that we have to learn to be like, to emulate, and I am so excited again to be able to being put in this forum and being able to help everybody else that is listening and not listening to create greater love for themselves and others, and I'm just really excited, brother. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, brother. You hit the nail on the head right there. We had another caller slipping in, and I think right before we got done talking, they slipped out with the 804 area code. If you do call in and you're on a wait, we will get to you. I'm able to see that you're on the call while you're doing it. So if you feel like calling in and want to chat, just wait around for a minute, and as soon as we're done getting through the general ideas that we do, we're more than happy to take your call and everything. But I think you hit it right on the head, brother. You hit it right on the money. And when I was trying to break down that whole concept of the two ideas being simple, I wasn't as much meaning the idea of love and hate, but the way that you see love and then separation of love, and the way that those two counteract with each other is a bit the same, because as you said, it is exactly love, and it is all that it is. Everything that is from the Creator, which is part of love, and I think that's a brilliant concept. I also wanted to cover a couple ideas real quick about the way that we interact with other people through love. I know that relationships is a big thing. A lot of people really need to talk about those types of things. The whole concepts of dealing with other people, which is truly, and the way that it works is only dealing with concepts of yourself. I think that's a very important thing to cover too. I think that's one thing that many people will be very, very highly interested in, is the concept of seeing how we deal with other aspects of ourselves via connection with others and relationships. So I think that's one of the main points that we want to talk about soon. And as we build the show, it'll go from a 30-minute show to an hour to possibly hour and a half to 2 hours, just depending on how many interactions we get with everyone out there who's interested in calling in and connecting. But it's obviously a very great thing to talk about. Is there any insights that you have, brother, that you want to share about relationships in general?
Oh, well, yes. Relationships are very important. It's to understand the basic foundation of all relationships, those that are in our sphere, in our circle of contact through our lives, through our work, neighbors, towns, etc. When we learn to look at someone, a stranger, whoever that might be, and understand that they are a soul, just like you and I. And when you start thinking this way, you start to create new belief systems, to start to, where before you might have had judgments about this person, whatever they might be. There's a whole umbrella of different reasons why people judge others. And to understand and to look at everybody that they're going through on their journey, and to look at the big picture of things and relationships in general, the love that we give and the love that we get is basically a mirror back from the universe. So depending on our vibration, which everybody vibrates at a different energetic level, that's how the higher consciousness entities view us. That's how they perceive our state of being. And it's very, once our listeners start getting more and more understanding about how the basic functions of our experience on Earth and how free will plays into this, it's not something that happens overnight, although it can. It is more of a literal understanding of these teachings through Treb's work and other channelers. People, all of these channelers are teachers, and everybody is attracted to a certain type of channeler. Their meanings, if you notice, they are basically all saying the same thing. If it resonates with you, it means that there's something there. I know resonation is very big for me. It's helped me on my journey, and it's a good barometer of the truth. And this ascension period is basically moving towards going within and filtering everything through your heart, which is all about the truth. And when doing this, the hope and end result is a quicker, loving, higher consciousness collective. And I'm sure you'll agree that this is the main purpose of our show here. And again, anything you'd like to add to that, brother?
Yes, brother. I think you hit it right on the head again. And the idea of ascension, a lot of people have different ideas about what ascension is. Well, we don't have to get technical to understand. It's a growth and development from coming out of the third chakra of our systems. We all have 7 chakras. There's 7 levels of evolution for our souls. And the third level was the solar plexus. This was the time-based period, looking through time, seeing how we connect backwards and forwards from ourselves, being able to retrospectively grow. And now we're able to join into this ascension of the 4th level, the 4th chakra, which is the heart chakra. And you're absolutely right. It's about living from the heart. It's the mastery of learning to love. And there are 2 ways, 2 schools of thinking, I guess. There's the way of loving yourself, and then there's the way of loving everything and connecting to all that is. And each one's an individual journey. I don't think either one's wrong. I know which one I prefer. I prefer to connect outwardly to other people. I prefer to love and embrace the other people around me because I do understand they are part of me. And this is essential in knowing how to determine whether you're going in one way or the other. If you can wrap around your head around the idea that when I do bad to other people, I'm only hurting myself. And it's not I'm hurting myself because of karma. It's not I'm hurting myself because of this or that. It's because they are a part of you. They're not just a projection of your consciousness outward. They are truly a part of you. And every time you are willing to kill someone or hurt someone or rob someone or do wrong to someone, you're only doing that to your own soul. You're only detaching it that much more from the connection that's called the Oversoul that is really a part of us. And I think that's very vital for us to see is that self-love in the first place is where we have to be in order to love others, because if we don't love ourselves, but it's not a selfish self-love. It's a self-love that understands that you're worthy of being loved. And that's what I've told a lot of people who say, well, I can't love myself deeply because I'm not conceited. I said there's a difference between loving yourself and being conceited. Loving yourself and being conceited is not loving others. That's the idea of I am better than you. And this is not what we're talking about self-love. Self-love is seeing equality in all, but knowing that you are worth being equal to everyone else also.
Yes, brother. That's a very great explanation to this. The truth that really are on the journey for is to learn unconditional love for ourselves and others, to forgive ourselves and is really the main course of action. And when we do this, when we have this unconditional love for ourselves and for others, we're all connected. The person sitting next to you is a part of you. We are all one. And again, these all come down to new belief systems that we have. And again, it's a journey. We'll talk about it. We will help those that need to understand or have the ability to understand and want to understand. And
absolutely, brother.
The experience of this will be so great for me and you personally, as well as those that we help. And this is the only reason for it. It's to help the collective, our brothers and sisters out there, learn to love themselves, and that love will resonate to everyone else around them and through the entire world and the universe. So, again, I'm blessed to be here with you. And,
absolutely, brother. And I agree with you 100%. We've got only a couple minutes left, and we've got a caller coming in, so I'm going to let him on and see what this caller wants to talk about here real quick as we have the last couple minutes here. Hello, caller 718. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Just relaxing, catching up on everybody's shows. I just did my show an hour ago, so.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was doing a show on healing.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, I'm a Reiki master. You
want to share your name with the audience?
It's the same as my username, which is Reiki Light Psychic.
All right. Well, Reiki Light Psychics, I hate to shorten you down. We're at the end of our show. I was wondering what you wanted to share with us while you're calling in today.
I'm calling in just to resonate. Remember, not only are we all connected, but we have to forgive ourselves, to forgive others. And
yes,
love is letting go.
Absolutely. Yes. Is there any part of letting go that you've been able to experience that you'd like to share before we have to jump off that might be helpful to others?
If you want to let go of something or are having problem forgiving yourself, write a forgiveness letter to yourself. And the idea behind that is if you can forgive yourself and forgive others, you will ascend. In fact, when I was learning Reiki, it took 4 weeks of writing forgiveness letters before I got even to the aspect of healing others.
Oh, yeah. That's 4 weeks doesn't seem like too long of time, but it is actually a pretty short time to be able to work through that energy. And I appreciate the call, too. Maybe next time when we come on, we'll have a chance to get you on and talk a little bit longer. But unfortunately, we're at the end of our show, and I'd like to thank you for joining the call.
No problem.
And George, brother, I wanted to thank you also for being a part of this. It's been very exciting for both of us. Is there anything you'd like to say, George, before we take off?
Well, I wanted to thank Rita for calling in, and I resonate with what she has said. It's just another way to get where we need to be. So that's so beautiful. And again, I look forward to speaking again and connecting with all. And I send my love to all of you that are listening, and love and light to all.
And love and light to all. And this is the Rob and George Evolution Enlightenment Hour. This is Rob.
And this is George.
And we're out of here. Thanks, guys, for sharing this day with us so much. Good night, guys.
Bye-bye.